Hey, good morning. Just gonna pour some water. I am still a bit under the weather. Hopefully, hopefully getting better soon. It's been a rough cold. Mm. All right. Where were we? We're in mutate. Mutate is getting unit tests. Yeah. Okay. Start a new context. Pass some data to report transaction results. Get the response back. Now, one of the things that had happened with replicate on this side also has a context. Was this idea of events? At least maybe I'm remembering the wrong thing. Ah, no, that's not it. I must be remembering the wrong things. Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, I like that concept of events. I was hoping it was already there. Look at this context. In this mutate server, we've got these two pieces and replicate. Okay, that's fine. Oh, could return both this future and the stream for sending. Or we just return the. Hmm. It's a weird pattern. I'm hoping for this to be like a nice little utility method, but I don't I don't know if I like it or not. I'm thinking, well, why don't we just do this stuff in the test code? We could, and this, and but it would be nice to kind of have that in one place. Hmm. A buddy of mine was talking about an old school editor, kind of a competitor to Visual Studio long ago. And whenever your cursor was on a type, one of the little panels, say it was here or or down below, right? Um, like that. One of the panels that would show up that was just always there would show you um, basically the definition of it, which is what I find myself doing when I hover. Like, oh, I'm just interested in this. I would like this information to be in a panel like this over here or down here whenever the cursor is on it. I wonder how to get that. Somebody must have created that already. Basically, just this info. Hmm. Display documentation in the sidebar panel. What is this? I wonder if this is the documentation view. Sticky. Yeah, sticky. That's what I want. Huh. Let's give it. We would want to turn this on to sticky. Oh wait, live. Always tracks the current cursor position. Okay. If there's no content of it shows the previous. I'm fine with that too. Okay, let's open that view. Where is that view? Open view. Is it this? Let's see. Context. Oh, look at that. Okay. Well, that is handy. I'm gonna move this over here. Hmm. I like it. Let's see how it goes. Drink some water. Sorry, still under the weather, so I try to, you know, pause and mute whenever I have to. Um, let's come back here. Now that we have this, oh, look at that. Boom, boom. All right. So what do we want from this? I like this. It's simple, but I really like it. Okay. Let's just use it as is for now. And if we need to, we'll change it. Let's move that over one. Okay. So at this point, we're just passing this in, getting a response. Response has nothing in it. Let's run the test. How do we run this test? Test. Run test. Huh. Where is the well, I got a test runner. I thought this might be something that um, like this right here. I just wanted to run that. I feel like I should be able to do that from the command line somehow, or the keyboard. Oh, there's a debug. I wonder what debug does. I clicked on it, just seeing if there was another option. It looked like it tried to start it again. Rust Test Explorer. Okay, fascinating. Yeah, that's not going to finish. Okay. Is it because we're not shutting down the context? Could be. Oh, it should drop. It should drop. Hmm. So if nothing is sent, we don't actually go through this loop because there are no transactions. It's just holding the request open, which makes sense. So the server should time out after a while. Let's give it some more context. Extract into variable. What should we call those? Transaction chunks. And we need to set these up. Hmm. Oh, too many parens. Yeah. Shard. Let's just call it shard. DB path. We need some fake database path. Let's call it happy. Sure. Transaction ID. Yeah, we need an interesting transaction ID. Okay, we'll get back to that. Pages. This will be a vector of one page, or let's just say pages. There, give us pages here. Okay. Commit record needs to be set. Let's do the same thing. So if we're only sending one page, then we'll need to have a commit record. Okay, database page count. Let's say it's the only page. Page size 96. Sure. That. Oh, yes, and this has to be some. There we go. We need a better random number. Somebody pick a number. Just do some keyboard mashing. Oh, that's a little too much keyboard mashing. Where did our cursor go? Hmm, that's unfortunate. Oh, it's only 3 kilobytes of data. All right. And we have here. Uh, let's say it's the first change. All right. Import that. Oh, we have data archive and data stream commit records. Ooh, this is a data stream commit record. Are they the same thing? I don't want to know. Okay, probably not. Now we need a page. Now in this case, import database page from data string. And the page number is 1. I believe this was 1 based. Yep, 1 based on the right. Okay, great. Vector. We need a bunch of U8s here. This is 0 underscore U8. Oh no, that's U8. 96. That's our page size. Oh, okay, yeah. No idea what the real checksum is. This is bytes. Okay, and these values are all made up and are all incorrect. So we have a database page. We should probably have, let's see, our starting DB checksum. What is our starting checksum if it's the first page? If it's a brand new page. Huh. Is it 0? Or is it none? What if it didn't exist before this was applied? DB checksum trans U32. Ah, it'll panic. We should be using tri-page checksum there. Oh, but that one's the page. So we went there. Oh, try checksum. My mistake. Okay. No unwrap, thank you. No unwrap. And let's adjust database page to have an optional start. This is data proto stream. There we go. Database page. And this is optional. End database checksum. I haven't quite figured out what this would look like if the database is deleted. I think that's going to be a separate signal altogether, or something where we say, hey, In the commit record, basically, we have a transaction that has no pages, has a commit record of 0 pages here. Page size, same as before, but 0 in the page count, effectively deleting all pages. Right, that's a maybe. I'll have to think about that later. No. Oh, okay. So make that optional. That breaks everything. Actually, not too bad. Time mismatch, mutate. Yeah, here. In this case, it would be none. And these would be the same value. The checksum of the page. Okay. What else? Here. Where are we here? Process transaction stream. So this is the impl. No, it's not the, this is what I was thinking. This is the server interface. What's happening here? All the chunks will have the same transaction ID. Okay. DB checksum initial, DB state. Where is this DB checksum used? Set DB checksum transactions. And maybe we only do this if it. I think that gets called later too, doesn't it? So we have to call that before calling incorporate page checksum. That's the current use. So what is our intent with this transaction state? Our transaction state is supposed to transition through different states. I remember it's using the type state pattern. So here we have, this is the DB info state. And over here we have the, I guess, DB info state as well. And this is the transaction ID state, and it returns DB info state. Okay. So these, by calling setDB checksum, we initialize it into the next state. I guess it's okay for this transaction state to have a none here. because that just means it's didn't exist before. Get database state, initial state, yeah. No, this makes a lot of sense. So essentially, if we didn't have the database, and it happens to be the first page of a brand new database, brand new to the archive server, anyways, then there should be none. Now, yeah, that should be none right there. However, is it ever the case where we would want to fall back on this? Um, See, if we don't know about it, shouldn't this always not have a initial page? If we don't know about the database, then why is it being sent to us? Because it's new. If it's new, it doesn't have a checksum on the first page. So this no way. Okay. Which still means it's option U32. Database checksum. This guy is option U32. Great. DB info state is now option U32. Lovely. Oh, that's great. However, when we get down here to incorporate page checksum, if we have to basically replace the, I guess we're not replacing the option, but we're replacing the none if we need to. Okay. And in this case, where do we ever call that? It's after we do this here. So this should, oh no, in the case of a deletion, the database being deleted altogether, it has no checksum. So I think it's fair for this to become an option. Man, I love Rust. Having options is just amazing. Okay. In this case, we have self-state, DB checksum, page checksum. So in this case, we set it to, I almost like protobufs then. I'm still not sure about protobufs. But maybe you're just being sarcastic. Hmm? How do we want this to work? If we have none, then we replace. Can this ever be called with an optional page checksum? Yeah, because a page always has a checksum. So, yeah, so incorporating a page checksum, these are always provided. And here we check for an error. Stop it. Okay. Stupid cursor highlighting thing. There we go. I don't like the highlight color there. It's hard to read through. And happy Friday, sarcastic Dante. Happy Friday. Sorry, just 1,000 yard stare at the moment. Self-state checksum. So what do we want to do with this? Because state.db checksum can be none. Kind of feeling an option. Sorry, a match here against this, and then we do one or the other. And then this actual. This could be an option. Oh dear. What in the world? I clicked on that. Go here. Option. Thank you. This here. Um, we could map it, couldn't we? No. DB checksum, and then we have almost there. Come on, fingers. It's fingers and brain, man, today. That's right. That's cleaned up. Anything else in here? Let's check again. Yes. We did talk about the none case. Yeah, the highlight color is pretty bad. Wonder how to change that. If we look at theme, browser color themes, not. Ooh, generate color theme from current settings. That could give us a hint. Do that. And what do we think it is? Find match highlighting background? No. I'm looking for something that is bright. Editor overview ruler. That's bright white. We're not seeing bright white. It's a list. Peak view. And this one is slightly grayish. Oh, it could be one of these too. One of the defaults that's not overridden. Range. Selection highlight border. Oh, it's currently black. Or selection, editor selection background. Is there an editor selection background? There is, but it's not. That's not about a bad color. Well, there it's okay. It's this highlight. It's the matching highlight. Where's my color picker? I want to see. Color. I have no idea what color sync utility is. Okay. It's going to be in the editor section. Huh. You know what I could do? Solution. I was just going to say, I will just change the theme. Um, don't save that. I really don't care enough. Um, where is it? Cursor. Oh, that's what color theme. Under deep. I go back to our standard, our little gold standard here. That one's not bad. Hover, not bad. All right. All right. Now that we're back on Challenger Deep, let's continue. So we have this map. And then, yep. That's some actual. Then we do this. Map dot insert. Return map. Yep. Remove one of those. Done. Okay. Oh, yes, it doesn't actually implement that. And let's display, let's debug. Commit database state. What do we have here? We're in mutate. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, so if we don't have this checksum, then commit database state. I think that something has just been deleted. So our commit database state needs to be able to have an option here. I'll just hit tab. Thank you, cursor. All right. That looks good. Here we're in tests. These are replicate tests. Okay, some there. It's fine. Database archive, storage, commit database state. So in this case, we are creating a value that we then store into the database. So we're going to serialize this, aren't we? So our database state, if it's none, so that should be an option, and then this is deleted. Yeah, why didn't I see that before? If it's deleted, there is no checksum. Page count would be 0, page size, whatever it was before. Okay. And that has cascading effects. Wow, okay. We're gonna test here. Checksum 0. I like none there. Let's see. Fetched. Let's see. What are we testing though? Test fetch database info at checksum error out of range. Is 0 supposed to be out of range? Or is it down here where we're out of range? I feel like this is supposed to be something that's 0. Like so. Because, let's see, we fetch it at checksum 1, and here we're at checksum 0. I think that's okay. Let's do the same thing here. Not found. Here we're in actual database code. Well, not database, but replication code. Database info. So when we are requested for the database information, our response Page count could be 0, but database checksum could also be a none at this point. And this is generated code? Yes. This is on the data archive side of data proto. Uh-oh. Yeah, proto archive. What's it? Information response, yeah. So this is optional. Good. Good. Should now match. Good. These changes are just going to cascade. It's going to be rough. Well, maybe not rough. It's going to take a moment. We have here download database. dmfio.checksum. Okay. Check if we need to download the database. Only download if the checksums are different. This is in data plane. So this is a consumer of data archive. Here, watch your as I'm going to pull up the system diagram. So here, this side of data plane, the consumer side, is what we're talking about. The data archive. It's able to request data from data archive and get streamed data from data archive. In this case, we're checking to see if we need to download the database completely or if we can download just a portion of it. Oh, actually, in this case, if our checksums are the same, then we download it. And I think the partial bits are down here somewhere. Okay. Pour some more hot water. All right. The world is going to hell in a handbasket. Good morning, Mars, and happy Friday. It's just the financial world that we all live in. Look at this. I'm not even going to look yet. Okay, I'm going to look. What's happening? Let's see, markets are open. Down again today. Well, You know what? It's only down a little bit. Yeah, the uncertainty index is up 12% though. Yeah. Well, volatile world recently. Yeah. Interesting. Texas passed a bill that a father has to pay back child support up to the point of conception now. Well, that's interesting because there are costs incurred after the moment of, intercourse. I'm a father. I have a bunch of children, actually. Um, we are handily beating the U.S. average of 1.62. Now I do command stacking. Uh, Plus a dog. Yeah, we have dogs, ducks, cats. How many kids is a bunch? I don't know, like, let's say four or more. I don't know. I'm trying to be not very specific. um, how many would be too much? That's interesting because I actually find that children become less expensive the more you have. Um, like where they wouldn't get attention and turn to a life of crime. Yeah, no, so my mother is one of 11, and her parents worked their asses off. Um, so much so that my mother, who is one of the younger children, actually, was mainly brought up by her older sister. Um, um, and none of those children were ever turned to a life of crime. I'd say that side of the family is very kind of structurally healthy. Usage of, yeah, no. Are you from the Central States? North, Middle America? I'm not. Um, I was, in my younger years, raised in Orange County and currently live in the Pacific Northwest. Hmm. But yeah, I think it's more, yeah, I don't know. Oh, you loved, yeah. Oregon was the first place. I remember visiting some family in Oregon when I was a kid, and that was the first time I ever saw the Milky Way. But the rain, though, computer programmers do not need more depression. I love the rain. I love the rain. I have a umbrella on my deck, and I wish it was waterproof so I could sit in the rain and code. I wonder, I should probably just coat it with some of that super hydrophobic solution. That's a great idea. That'd be a great, yeah. I mean, if I coat it with the super hydrophobic stuff, the snow would come off easier too. Hmm. Yes, yes. Al fresco. I like the idea. Oh, and a little coffee bar out there. Oh, I like where you're going, McCullard. All right, back to code. Back to code. Ooh, having an espresso and a cigar. Sounds delicious. What's your go-to cigar? I have actually never smoked in my lifetime, but I find cigars fascinating. Also, I find tattoos fascinating and haven't a tattoo. But I think that I've actually come up with a concept that I would be comfortable with for the rest of my life. You're from Texas yourself and love living in Texas. The government medals and everything. Yeah. I think that's just like the MO of the government. You do have temporary tattoos now. Oh, they do, yes. I've had what is that? The you see it a lot at like Indian weddings, right? See, I think I would like stickman tattoos, you know? Maybe not some of these. And goodness, maybe I should turn the safe browsing up. Henna, yeah, henna. I've had henna before, but I kind of like the idea of like a Where's Waldo-esque kind of tattoo scene using stickmen in some sort of not a war, but just kind of like a whatever. As what? Wow, this is pretty cool. This is just not me. I love this. Could you imagine having this tattooed across your ass where you have like the little, your ass crack in the middle? That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Anyhow, I should get back to coding. My choice in tattoos is obviously very strange. Oh, interesting. Recommend a light Connecticut. Go for novelties. Interesting. Hmm. I do like a really smoky whiskey. Interesting. I'll have to remember that. Okay. Lafroige. Yeah, I like Lagavulin, like the The reserve Lagavulin is really good. Got that for my birthday one year. Love it. Yeah, Lafroig, I think I had it once. Um, I should have more birthdays. I like getting really expensive alcohol because I drink less. If you ever want to try to curb some sort of behavior, just increase your cost in it. I intend to have many more birthdays. Ah, code. What were we doing here? Goodness, that was a good segue. That wasn't even a segue. That was just a little little aside. All right, what do we have here? Download database. That's right. Check if we need to download the database. Only download if the checksums are different. I had AI comment a bunch of this code, and it worked out pretty well. Absolutely. Oh, you're welcome. It's good to kind of hang out too. And thank you for the bits. So if dbinfo checksum is none, meaning it was deleted, so we fetch the database info for a database that we have. Cursing it. MSVSCE Studio Visual Microsoft Visual Studio Code Enterprise. Man, that was the first piece of software I bought. It was like 350 bucks forever ago. I got the whole collection. Oh, Community Edition. Togglebit, welcome. Small toggle raid. Welcome, everyone. And McCollard, thank you for the bits again. Damn, dude. Man, I hope you're not here for code because we're talking about cigars, smoky alcoholic drinks, and ass crack tattoos. Um, but welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoy your lunch, Togglebit. All the things programming Rust causes. Yes. Is it a like which causes the other one? Oh man. And welcome. So we're in the middle of basically changing a type to be optional. I lost me an abstract tattoos. Okay. I was talking about how like I don't have any tattoos, right? But I'm very fascinated by them and I've always wanted a tattoo, but I never had something that I thought I would be content having in a decade's time, right? I'm that person. Right? I have a lot of friends that just like on a whim they'll get a tattoo and they just live with it and they're happy with it. Right? It was a moment in time. They're cool with it. Um, but yeah, so I was saying that I like the idea of having like stick figures in some sort of scene, kind of like a Where's Waldo esque kind of canvas, but with stick figures and just doing different things in different places. And we were scrolling down through, I think it was this page, and came across this here, and I commented how this would be like the perfect stickman tattoo for like, you know, for your bum, right? You got the right cheek on the right and the left cheek on the left, and you know, no man's land down the middle. So how many stack cards have I drunk this morning? Oh, yeah. So, oh yeah. Should be cartoon face on my profile. Man, I've got a full on beard now. My beard is a good 3 inches long at the moment. My mustache hairs can actually touch my eyebrow hairs. Like I was surprised the other day when the wind picked up and I got a mustache in my eye. Like and had like yeah. War crime facial hair? Nah. My avatar needs an update. It does. It really does. It's, so um, well yeah. I mean today's more of a stitch and bitch kind of channel than a really heavy coding channel. So stream, whatever. I'm starting to feel a little better. What's my favorite drink? Um, I really like a smoky scotch, like a Lagavulin. Yeah. Um, while we chat, I'm just gonna go through and meander through changing some of these things, but I don't want to stop. Like I don't want to slow the chat down or anything. So, and welcome everybody. Yeah. Do we want this to even be able to take a none? So get DB. Okay. DB. Because in this place, we'll get a checksum because we have that. Oh, interesting. This is using the same thing. This should be a try checksum. It should be try checksum, which means that yes, this should be option. Boom. Oh, perfect. You can't drink the smoky scotches. They all seem it's gonna be a headache, whereas whiskey doesn't. Oh, entry. Yeah, I think it's more of a scotch, isn't it? That I like. Lagavulins a scotch. I'm not guess into the alcohols that much to have ever really learned the difference. What's the difference between a scotch and a whiskey? It's good. Let's start fetch database. Yeah, we wouldn't want to download this. One, one is whiskey from Scotland. Yeah, yeah. Got it. It's like the wine thing. Champagne being from certain regions, stuff like that. Because in my mind, it was more of a, you know, they have very similar characteristics. So they always, I always use Scotch and whiskey interchangeably. You think it might be the peat? So in this case, we don't want to download. We don't have it. In this case, we want to delete it. Do we tend to the deleted? Anywhere else? Attempt database download. Sure, here. Oh, we attempt the database download twice. Attempt to download database. Sync all. Okay. Also similar to the bourbon. It's a whiskey. But not all whiskey is a bourbon. Huh. I don't really understand that. Let's see. If we go back here. We don't actually handle this case of needing to delete a database, do we? So what do we do in the deletion case? To download, attempt to download. We download the database. In this case here, database not found response. It is found, but it's deleted. I don't really want to return an error just to be able to get to this point. See, this covers the case where, for some reason, the database exists on a particular server, but not on the archive. Oh, bourbon has to come from the US and have 51% corn in the mash. Okay, that makes sense. So it's like whiskey with corn mash. What's in the mash of a scotch? I've never cared to look. Now I'm curious. Let's see, download database. We could return a none, an option to a database information response. So instead of an error, we say, hey, it was there, but you're not going to like the answer. It doesn't exist anymore. Or our database information response says that it's deleted. Yeah, has no pages. So maybe the caller to download database would look at the DB info that's returned, see that the database has been removed, and delete it. Hmm. Not sure if there's any limitation outside of being a whiskey produced in Scotland. Oh, wow. So you just need something starchy. It's cool. Okay, so in this case, we do not want to go through this code because it's all about downloading the database. We want to skip this. So maybe even here, we return early. Okay, there we go. And then here, database information response or error. Ah, so in this case, attempt database download. We could do this here, or we could do this at the caller here. I think we should probably do this at this point. Why are we returning this if we didn't use it? No, we don't want to do that, do we? Ew. Interesting insight. What is a caller one? Attempted download. Let's go up the stack. Yeah, we do want to bubble this up and out, don't we? Sync database. It doesn't exist, so we get rid of it. But isn't a deletion part of a syncing of a database? I think we're okay if we finish syncing this database. So we loop over each one of the databases. And if we finish syncing a database because it's deleted, that's, I think, expected. I don't think it's an error. I think we just finish. So we attempt to download the database. If this is done, I think we should return something that says we're done. So instead of unit here, maybe we return something else. Attempt to download the database. It doesn't exist. We delete it, which is essentially this here. Then what do we do? Oh, whoops, not everything. Option to an error. Wait, what? Why is it an option to an error? To download? Because we have some errors that are okay. Interesting. What happens to this error? Oh, in this case, if we return an error that we believe can be handled, we will try again. This is not one of those cases because we do not need that. Maybe we this kind of is gross and do something like that, and then change this into a like bool, right? Or in this case, if it's none, we return okay, false, false, okay, true, or okay, okay. Uh, I don't like this interface here. So if we have okay, okay, cool, whatever our like like whether or not it was downloaded, then we return whatever downloaded is. Oh, oops, that's a bool. Okay. Where this gets called. How about we just don't listen there? That and see databases. We just silently finish. There's no error. Guess we did the right thing. Good. Okay. Download it. Fine. Now in here. What do we do in this case? This is an okay. Error was handled. Try again. So in this case, we okay error. We try again. If we get okay, okay, pass that through. That's just one too many. Is there? Seems tolerable for now. What is this? I don't get rid of that. Download the database. If it's nothing, if the info checksum is none, remove it. Doesn't this have a, let's see. I just noticed the time. I am heading to a meeting, so I have to raid and run. Thank you all for hanging out today. Happy Friday. We're going to raid Adam because I don't have much time. Y'all have a wonderful Friday. May the markets ever be in your favor. I hope to see you this weekend. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.